So you know that feeling, right? You're trying to find some help, some basic support, and you just get lost. You're in this maze of websites, dead-end phone numbers. It's infuriating. Well, today we're diving into a really cool new blueprint that's designed to tear that whole system down and build something better. We're talking about a plan that's open, that's community-driven, to get you the support you need exactly when you need it. So let's jump in.
I mean, it's a question we've all asked, right? Why is finding help so hard? It doesn't matter if you're looking for food aid, housing, healthcare, the process is just soul-crushing. It almost feels like these systems are designed to be confusing. But here's the thing. What if it's not some random accident? What if it's a structural problem that we can, actually fix?
All right, so here's how we're going to break it all down. First up, we're really going to get into that maze of finding help. Then we'll check out this new digital blueprint that's meant to replace it. We're also going to see how it's actually being built out in California, and then dig into why this whole open, community-led thing is so important. And finally, we'll look ahead and imagine what the future could look like with this model in place.
Okay, so first things first, let's really talk about the problem. And I want to be clear, we're not just talking about a few frustrating websites here. It's about a system for finding care and support that is, from the ground up, fundamentally broken.
So the issues really boil down to four main things. First, you've got stale listings. You know the drill, right? You finally find a program that looks perfect, but the phone number's disconnected or the address is wrong. Then there's fragmented ownership. Every single organization has its own little list, and it's all locked away in its own separate silo. Third, the rules for who's eligible are just insanely confusing. It's like you need a law degree to figure it out. And last but not least, all these referral platforms, they don't talk to each other. They're totally closed off, which means you have to start over from scratch again and again at every single step.
Okay, so that's the nightmare. What's the dream? What's the alternative? Well, instead of that maze, what if we had a map? Or, even better, what if we had a community-owned GPS for social services? That's exactly what this new digital blueprint is all about, building that shared public infrastructure that everyone can use. The engine driving this whole GPS is this really powerful idea called rules as code. And what's so cool about it is that it takes all that super dense, confusing legal text, the stuff about eligibility for programs like CalFresh or Housing Aid, and it translates it into a format that's clear, open, and that a computer can actually read. This makes everything transparent, it makes it easy to update, and it just gets rid of all the guesswork. So this whole system is really built on four core components. First, you need a common language so everyone's talking about services in the same way. That's where standards like the Human Services Data Specification, or HSDS, come in. Second, you've got that rules as code engine we just talked about. That's the brains of the operation, figuring out eligibility. Third, you need a shared map, kind of like Google Maps but for services, using tools like OpenStreetMap. And now, for what I think is the most brilliant part of all, a community verification portal. This is where the frontline workers, the people actually using the system every day, can go in and keep all the information accurate and up to date. Game changer.
Now, this isn't just some pie-in-the-sky idea. This is actually happening. It's being built right now in California. So let's take a look at how they're taking this from a small local pilot and scaling it up into a huge statewide vision.
And the plan, while it's super ambitious, is also really smart and logical. It all starts small, with a pilot in Marin County. They're getting the tools into the hands of local nonprofits, of peer support specialists. From there, it expands into a Bay Area federation, where they start connecting all the neighboring counties. And the final step, the big goal, is what they call the California Stack, a totally unified, open-source system that's built hand-in-hand with state agencies.
And here's the thesis, the core idea behind all of this. If you make those local eligibility rules open source, two amazing things happen. First, everyday people can check for themselves if they're eligible with total confidence. And second, advocates get the hard data they need to push for better, fairer rules. It's just this perfect example of how transparency can empower everyone.
Okay, but you might be asking, why is it so important that this is open and community-led? I mean, couldn't a big tech company just build this? Well, no, because this isn't just about a technical upgrade. It's a completely different way of thinking about our public, civic infrastructure. Let's just put it side by side. The old way, you've got closed, locked platforms. Your data is trapped in all these different silos. The information is stale, it's unreliable. The open way, though, it completely flips the script. You have open APIs, so systems can actually talk to each other. You have governments across different agencies, and, the absolute key, you have community-led verification. The data is trustworthy because the people on the ground, the ones using it every single day, are the ones keeping it up to date.
And I really want to stress this is not a top-down project. The real champions of this whole movement are the folks on the front lines. We're talking about peer support specialists, librarians, community advocates, civic technologists, local organizers. They are the ones building and taking care of this new digital public square.
So where is all this heading? What's the end game? Let's take a peek into the future of eligibility and see what success actually looks like.
It's a vision that is so simple and yet so powerful. Imagine a world where you don't have to spend weeks or even months filling out endless forms and just waiting for an answer. Imagine a world where you can find out instantly what support you're eligible for. That's the dream. That's the goal.
And honestly, the ambition here goes way beyond California. The ultimate goal is to build a national network of contributors, communities all across the country, all stewarding their local eligibility rules right out in the open. It's about creating a true digital public good. Think of it like a public library or a public park, but for finding help.
So let's just end on this thought. Right now, like we said at the beginning, finding help feels like trying to navigate a maze in the dark. It's frustrating, it's isolating, but what if we could actually change that? What if the path to getting the support you need was as open and as easy to navigate as a public map, a map that we all own and that we all update together?